for this NBA presentation. And while it's still very early in the season, the top teams, Greg, have already started to distinguish themselves across the NBA.
Getting off to a hot start, always a good sign. But don't sleep on the teams that are still getting locked in. A lot can change in the coming months.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Kyrie Irving, Richaun Holmes out there with Jeremy Grant. Then it's David Nwaba. And it's Rozier in a shooting guard. The drive by Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Wow, how about that drive? That was no mercy on his way to the cup, Ben Simmons.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Heat. Irving with the ball. Down low, here's Grant. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. You know, Greg Anthony, people talk about Jeremy Grant as a scorer. But what about his passing?
Significantly better moving the ball along. He's leaving no stone unturned as he looks to maximize his abilities.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And Greg, starting your career with the Knicks, what's the pressure like playing in New York City?
I tell you, the amount of media following you, the size of the city, it can be intimidating. But if you win, man, there's nothing like playing in New York.
Rozier against Mitchell. Grant with the screen on Mitchell. And Rozier, here we go. Robinson with the block.
Well, this is the special aspect of Mitchell Robinson. That rim protection, that ability to send it back. Look out.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
They get it again. And Holmes throws it down.
And his eyes got wide once he got the ball inside. You just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
Portis sets the pick for Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Now, Ben Simmons at 6'11" with elite hops. That's an easy look.
Heat have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Mitchell against Rozier. The shot misses. Great D that time from Portis. For New York, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Najee, good.
This is what Ben Simmons does, guys. If someone's open, he will find him.
On offense, here are the Heat. They trail by 6. Holds. Oh, he jams it right over Mitchell Robinson. Wow.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. On the wing, Mitchell. A second chance effort. Najee, no good.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Nwaba kicks to Irving. Holmes passes to Nwaba. And what? That one goes careening off the glass. Mitchell with it. Picked up by Rozier. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
A different look for Miami. Washington's checked in for Richaun Holmes. And it's White in for Terry Rozier. Floats it up for Grant. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Najee passes to Mitchell. Buries it from 3-point range.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And here's White. Grant with a screen on Mitchell. White the pass to Irving. Here's Najee. Robinson. It's good on the putback.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
The Heat trail by 9. Irving looking over the floor. From 12 feet out. Six on the shot clock. Washington sets the pick for Irving. The Heat need to get a shot off. Washington finds Grant. Miami no good on that time either.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And the shot goes in. Simmons got 8 points.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the first time out of the game called for the Heat. Greg Ben Simmons, one of 4 players in the entire history of the NBA to average at least 7 rebounds and 7 assists per game through his first 4 seasons.
Think about it, joining Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, and Luka Doncic. That is some pretty elite level company.
And new group in for the Knicks. Damian Jones is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Jones comes in for Portis. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Zeke Naji. And Dunleavy's subbed in for Simmons. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. To halt the run. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And, of course, one of the league's longest tenured coaches, GA, is Eric Spoelstra. And he's having a Hall of Fame level career.
And you look at the ground he broke when he was first hired. Not only young, Spo was the first Asian-American head coach in any of the 4 major North American sports league and worked his way up from video coordinator.
Dunleavy dishes to Mitchell. Jones with the screen on White. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Greg, an outstanding scorer. Donovan Mitchell takes it to another level in the playoffs, doesn't he?
And Kevin, how about all of his averages go up come playoff time? Spider is a guy who wants the limelight, and like other stars, takes on more of a load in the postseason.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Spins. Irving passes to Washington. And it goes down 2 points.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Now, here's Mitchell. Playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. Over to the wing. 4 seconds left. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. New York shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
And he sinks the second. And so it's the New York Knicks. 13 points up at the end of the period. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Knicks.
And, guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
The other thing they're doing is making plays off the bounce. And, boy, once they get a step, they're getting all the way.
On the court for Miami here in the second. McDaniels is out there with Holmes. Then there's Terry Rozier. Then it's Kobe White, and it's Henry in at the small forward position. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And for Terry Rozier, all of his efficiency numbers are way up the last couple of years. Here's a guy who's just 37% from the field during his time in Boston.
Grant, he's checked in for Miami. David Nwaba comes in for White. He hits the second from the line. And the numbers of Terry Rozier. As you mentioned, they're getting better bit by bit, Greg.
Scary Terry's three-point shooting is way up, and that helps big time. With experience, Rozier isn't forcing things offensively, becoming a much better decision maker.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Last outing for Miami, it was a loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. Dunleavy kicks to Herter. Screen by Jones. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Dunleavy's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Pass to McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
You know, I really like this. Instead of putting his head down, Terry Rozier keeping his eyes up and finding his open teammate.
Outside Williams. This one for three. Waba with the rebound. The Heat trail by 13. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks very much, guys. Growing up, Mitchell Robinson didn't play basketball, but a 7-inch growth spurt in the 8th grade changed things. He fell to the 36th pick overall in 2018, but his physical tools have made him a presence. One key to his success, he says, just run the floor. If you're the first man down the court, you can get the ball. Kevin, that sounds pretty simple to me.
It does to me, too. Keep it simple and use that athleticism. David, thanks.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. To the inside, McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Jones with the screen on Rozier. He lobs it up, and Jones with the stop. Well, if there's one thing, Greg, that defines a modern NBA big man, it is mobility.
And they've got to be able to move their feet and really play in space. Otherwise, they just can't stay on the floor in today's game. And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Dunleavy, the pass to Jones. Holmes kicks to Grant. Takes it inside, and the dunk by Grant.
Well, how about the opportunistic Jeremy Grant taking it strong on the drive? Love it.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Gets it to fall. The bucket from Herter. Herter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And the Heat call time here.
36-25. Timeout called for the Heat. On your feet, fans, and make some noise. It's your Knicks City answer.
For the Knicks, Robinson's checked in for Damian Jones. Zeke Naji comes in for Jones. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Dunleavy. And then for Miami, P.J. Washington, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Kobe White comes in for David Nwaba. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. The Heat making a switch here. Henry's checked in. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution. And Kyrie Irving, a Picasso with the ball in his hands. And like a lot of genius-level creators, he marches to the beat of his own drum. Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. Here's White. No points in the game yet for him. The pass to Washington. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
You know, Greg, Kyrie sometimes is just a tough guy to figure out.
And the danger is pulling too much in your own direction. Even he confessed regrets about in Cleveland withdrawing from teammates and isolating himself. All part of growth.
Nice move. Irving passes to Washington. Outside, White. Back to Washington. 6 to shoot. Misses the 3.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Here's DiVincenzo. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. The Heat trail by 9. Going inside, Washington. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, as somebody who grew up in New York and New Jersey, I was a Knicks fan, right? They have such a great history. Think back to the championship team of the 70s, Walt Clyde Frazier, then the Patrick Ewing era, Bernard King. They have had so many Hall of Famers.
Donovan Mitchell's checked in for New York. Simmons comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And the second free throw, good. And Doris, growing up around New York, what makes this Knicks franchise so special?
Well, I think certainly the energy of the city, the passion for the game of basketball, playing in the Mecca, how fired up opponents are to play in Midtown Manhattan. The Knicks are a team that everyone follows.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Rebound by Mitchell. The Knicks leading by 8. Simmons looking around. Robinson down low. He's covered by Washington. Robinson misses, and this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Second personal foul. 13.
That's good from Irving.
When Kyrie Irving is engaged, guys, this guy is almost unstoppable. The handle, the finishing ability, the absolute fearlessness when the game hangs in the balance.
Portis, he's checked in for New York. Irving against Simmons. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Washington.
Kyrie Irving understands how to find an open teammate, puts it exactly where it needs to be.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, easy call.
The Knicks have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game. That's good from Simmons.
Boy, Ben Simmons, one of the most highly scrutinized players in the NBA, but I don't think you can doubt any of his defensive abilities. Cross-positional and big-time asset on that end.
And here's Washington outside. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Washington's got 12 points in the game. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. New York ahead, up 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third.
Hello, folks. First half in the books in a game, and his performance hard to put into. Now let's change gears back to the New York Knicks, who find themselves. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. We've got Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell is out there with Simmons. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Williams at the 3. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. The kick out to Irving. Now back to Nwaba. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Nwaba's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Heat. The Knicks with the lead. Now Simmons. 10 points for him. On the wing, Mitchell. Buries the long-range jumper. He's got 11.
Now, this is what we've come to expect from Donovan Mitchell, a high percentage three-point scorer who doesn't miss opportunities like this.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Nobody near Williams. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Heat trail by 6.
And Simmons is an asset in so many ways. Maybe most of all, his defense.
Well, unequivocally, Greg, this guy can guard 1 through 4. And I'm going to say because of the length and the strength he has, in a pinch, he could also guard most 5s. He's terrific on the defensive glass, and he can put a ton of pressure on you in his transition game. Like, this guy is a special talent.
McDaniels, he's checked in for Miami. Here's Mitchell. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
Nwaba finds Irving. Heat moving the ball around. And Rashawn Holmes gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And the replay demonstrating once again how aggressive that defense was.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Robinson, a screen on Irving. Lobbed up there for Robinson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Guys, he's such a big target. On the alley-oop, throw it up. Mr. Robinson, the only one in the building who can catch it and finish.
The Heat trail by 10. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks very much. The reviews have been good for the league's moves to eliminate foul calls on non-basketball moves. The NBA said it wanted the game to be played, not manipulated. Draymond Green says it helps to know that you'll have more of a fair opportunity as a defender. Guys can't just cheat the system. Kevin, back to you.
That's great to see, David. Thank you. Here's Williams. And rebounded by McDaniels. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And something you always hear about Jaden McDaniels, Doris, is how effortless he makes the game look.
Yeah, when I watch this guy play, I feel like he glides through an NBA game. There's a finesse that you don't necessarily see from players his size. He's a handful on the low block. This young man is brimming with potential.
So for the Knicks, Noel comes in for Mitchell Robinson. And it's Derek Jones in for Bobby Portis. P.J. Washington, he's checked in for Miami. White comes in for Irving. The Knicks leading by 6. Outside, Simmons. On the wing, Mitchell. Here's Jones. Pass to Simmons. Clock at 6. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. So for the Knicks, Portis, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Kevin Huerter comes in for Williams. And Dunleavy's subbed in for Derek Jones. And Miami also making a switch. Henry's checked in. That one, no good. So New York will take it the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
The Heat trail by 6. Rozier with the ball. He has 6. Takes it from 10. Miami no good on that time either.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
And the Knicks miss again. And Miami shooting approximately 43% in the third quarter. Here's McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Here's Simmons. Rebound by the Heat. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. Henry. Rebound by Mitchell. Mitchell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Run later, the pass to Simmons. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. The Heat trail by 4. 1:22 left in the third quarter of the game. Simmons against White from outside the arc. It's rebounded by Portis.
Boy, a wide-open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Dunleavy's shot is off. For Miami, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Henry misses.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And rejection by McDaniels. They recover it. Here's Herter. And a miss there on the triple. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Washington. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Different look for New York. Nerlens Noel checks in for Portis. Jones comes in for Simmons. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Donovan Mitchell. Heat also with the sub. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for McDaniels. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Herter. Good on the three-point shot. Herter's got 6.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And here is DiVincenzo. Throws it up high, and Jones slams it in.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Knicks lead. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
You got to make hustle play. Be first to the floor.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for the Heat, Jeremy Grant is out there with David Nwaba. Then there's Irving. Then it's White, and it's Holmes, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Irving from 17 feet out. Offensive rebound. The Knicks leading by 5. Now here's DiVincenzo. And the layup is good.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or 2.
Screen by Grant. Here's Irving. And the rejection by Noel. The 3 for DiVincenzo. The rebound by Grant.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
White against DiVincenzo. And the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
McDaniels, he's checked in for Kobe White. We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. Nwaba passes to Holmes. Eyes yet again, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Man, that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Jones with the bounce pass. Here's Noel. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Holmes. Here's Grant. It's Holmes, high post. Outside Irving. Shot clock at 6. Tries again. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Jones kicks to Dunleavy. Herter on the wing. New York moving it around. Holmes against Noel. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Jaden McDaniels.
Wow, the physicality of Nerlens Noel paying dividends. This guy not bashful, seeking contact.
That's good from Noel. Mitchell, he's checked in for New York. Ben Simmons comes in for Dunleavy. All free throws good from Noel.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
Grant sets a screen for Irving. Into the lane, and the rejection by Noel.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Herter passes to Jones. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Jones sets the pick for Mitchell. And McDaniels with the block. Jones kicks to Mitchell. Knocks down the 3-ball.
Building confidence in that deep ball. 1 from distance in the first, 2 in the second.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
McDaniels passes to Grant. To the middle. Here's Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
And nice pass by Grant. And this is what happens when you become a great scorer. You draw defenders, which often leaves someone open.
Simmons inside. Covered by Irving. And they double up Simmons. Jones kicks to Simmons. Mitchell left side. Over Nwaba. Again, Mitchell missing. The Heat trail by 8. McDaniels dishes to Irving. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. From 12 feet out. He doesn't hit that one. So New York will take it the other way. Jones with him. Now defended by Grant. And the basket by Jones.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
Call for the Heat. Who wants a t-shirt? Here comes the Knicks. City answers, everyone. Get loud for it.
So for the Knicks, Bobby Portis is checked in for Noel. Zeke Naji comes in for Jones. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Kevin Herter. Rozier, he's checked in for Miami. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Eric Spoelstra coaching the team during the break. He wants them to work for more easy baskets in transition. He said, the moment we take possession of the ball, I want us to attack. If there's nothing there, then you can pull it back out and run the offense. Kevin?
Thank you, David. The Heat trail by 12. .135 left in the 4th quarter of this one, and the shot goes in.
An effective guard in the NBA has got to have the floater at his disposal. Go to work, Kyrie Irving. We see you, sir.
Mitchell passes to Simmons. Mitchell a screen on Irving. Passes it to Portis. Holmes with the steal. Irving against Simmons. Here's Nwaba. Bank shot. No good. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Knicks.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight, tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Ben Simmons.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Yeah, the defender all over.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
At the line, 2 shots.
Both good from the line that time. So it's the Knicks now. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
New York foul. Zeke Naji. First personal foul. Second team foul.
First one falls for him.
P.J. Washington. At the line, 2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The clock now can just run out for the Knicks. Raji, no good. Pass to Rozier. With the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup.
The ability to change pace for Rozier just keeps the defense guessing on that drive.
New York missing again. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And that'll...
The choices we ain't own it. You know that janky, I'm not condoning it. With a couple, I got a bone to pick. I'm on some movement, y'all on some moment. But I'll be here forever, y'all can go and quit. We had bad, then a new Bentley. Just re-up from that new stimmy. My brother counting them blue Benjis. Only feel good with my crew with me. Like, whoa, they tried to question my character. Young Richard Black. We some real